Hey guys, it's Lynn. Today, I'm going to be doing my full coverage foundation routine. I know in the last video I did, I think it was the Get Ready With Me video, yeah, I kind of didn't, record, any of the makeup. I totally forgot to hit the record button. So, today, that's what I'm going to do for ya. I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. So first we're going to start off with moisturizing your skin. You really want to make sure that you do this. For me, if I don't moisturize with an actual moisturizer, I usually use my Tinted moisturizer, which is what I'm going to use today. Or I use my E.l.f. mineral moisturizing primer. But I decided I'm just going to go with the Tinted moisturizer by E.l.f. This stuff is just absolutely amazing. It gives you just a little bit of coverage, so if you really don't have any breakouts or anything, you can definitely use the Tinted moisturizer and just be done. Just totally go and be done. So usually I just get a little bit on my fingers, like that. And it's not super runny, but it's not super creamy either. And I just kind of rub it all over my face because that's pretty much how I like it. I like to focus the moisturizer on the driest parts of my skin just because that's really where I have the most issues with having the makeup look all cakey and gross. So once you're done with that, then I take my E.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. It is oil-free, and the color is Porcelain. I'm a very white person. And then I squirt that on the back of my hand. One pump usually does it for me. And then I just pat it all over my skin, all over my face. And I try not to get too thick of a layer on the places that are very dry on my skin, just because I don't want it to end up looking cakey. And I'll explain why in a minute. Okay. Once I have all this on and patted around here, I like to take my beauty blender, and this is just one I got at Claire's, and I know some people like to use this a little bit moist. I don't, just because I have very dewy, very oily skin anyway, and the foundation is oil-free, so I don't want it to I feel like having it moist or a little bit damp kind of takes away the coverage, but that's in my opinion. If you want to go and use it all with a little bit of warm water, go right on ahead. That's your opinion. That's how you do it. This is just how I do it. But anyway, I take the beauty blender and I just pat it into my skin. I don't like to really rub it around because then I feel it doesn't give as much coverage. And make sure you kind of take it up into the hairline a little bit. Ooh, there goes my Facebook. And my phone. And make sure that you have at least dabbed on all of the little places that you originally dabbed all your junk on. And just to let you guys know too, I am working on getting a different webcam. The one I'm using right now claimed to have been an HD 12 megapixel webcam, and I don't know about you, but the quality does not seem to be HD or 12 megapixels. But hey, if it is, let me know. Another thing a lot of people don't do when doing their makeup is I like to take the excess that's on the beauty blender and just go over my eyelids like a primer. Just because I feel like the veins on my eyes are just a little more purple than I like. Okay, now that we got that done, now it's time for concealer. I use the Hard Candy Heavy Duty Concealer. It's called GLAMoflauge. GLAMoflauge. And now, with this, you really don't need a whole lot. You don't. I take a little bit on my fingers, and I rub them together. And then I just kind of pat underneath my eyes. A little bit on each side of my nose, and get the extra on the chin. And then I go back in with my beauty blender and just really dab it. Press it into your skin. Man, I don't know if you guys can hear that wind out there, but crap, I mean, we're in like a winter weather advisory right now, I guess, and I'm not really liking it so much. Earlier today, it was just a wind advisory, and a wind chill advisory. Oh, Minnesota. Okay. Now that I got that done, hold on a minute, girl, because I forgot my dang setting cup. Alright, and now I'm back because I got my stuff. Okay, for the powder, for setting my makeup, I like to use the NYC Smooth Skin Pressed Face Powder. Nothing special, you can get it at any drugstore. I personally don't see the point in spending $100 billion on makeup when you can find drugstore alternatives that are just as good. So you will very seldom see me use anything name brand. But I just use what I like and what works. So that's what it is. So yeah, I really like to focus setting my under eye powder with this, just because I find that under my eyes, right in the middle of my forehead, and on my chin, is really where I like to get oily and all that fun jazz. Alright, and then for bronzer, for my contouring, I don't do a lot of highlighting, but I do a little bit of contouring just because I feel like it makes my face look a little less flat. Again, just an NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. You can tell I use this a lot. I've only had it for a few months. And I use this on just like an angled, fluffy brush. I'm sure it's a contour brush, I have no idea. And I just kind of go right underneath this cheekbone, kind of like right in your ear, and I bring it down into the hollow of my cheek. But I focus most of it right by my ear. And do a little up in the temple area. Don't worry, we'll be blending this out, girl. Oh. And we do it again on the other side. I really need to get a better setup for this, guys. Okay, and one last place. I don't really have like a widow's peak in my hairline, but I do have a little bit of a dip. So at the higher points of the dip, I like to contour a little bit. Adds a little bit more shape. And every once in a while, a little under the chin. Alright, and then I'm just going to go back in with my fluffy Kubuki brush. This is a Revlon brush. I got it at Walmart, and it literally says China on the back of it. You guys can't see it, but it says China on the back. And I like to go in and just kind of just blend all of this out. And that's pretty much it for the foundation. Just really not a whole lot to it. I use e.l.f. products mainly, especially for my foundation and the moisturizer. I do have a few concealers that are better for highlighting, and those are both by e.l.f. But I like the GLAMoflauge a little bit better. It's super full coverage, and if I really feel like I'm having a really bad skin day, I will use just the Hard Candy GLAMoflauge as foundation, just because I feel like it really does give a lot of good coverage. But yeah, so that was it for the God, what am I doing? That's it for the makeup, foundation, routine, fancy stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you later.